In today's video, I'm going to be answering some of the frequently asked questions related to everything to do with your pre and post wedding parties here in Mallorca. My name is Shane Fisher and I am a concierge here in Mallorca, Spain, where I've been living and working for the last 25 years. Now this one I actually get quite a lot. So this one says, can we not just go to a bar for our pre-wedding and tell the guests where we are without having to do a minimum spend or reserve an area? I understand where you're coming from because of course it's the night before your wedding. All the guests just want to know where you're going to be. They want to come and say hi and have a drink. So why does a venue need you to make a reservation? Well, they don't need you to make a reservation, but the easiest answer is picture yourself with 70 guests. They've all turned up for the destination wedding. It's the night before. They all want to know where they're going. You tell them where you're going. They all head to that bar and all of a sudden it's full. And you're all stood outside looking at each other saying, what do we do now? Which leads us nicely into the next question. So it says, why do venues require a minimum spend? Our guests are all going to drink and they're going to spend money anyway. Now again, from the venue's perspective, if for example, you want to be there from 7 o'clock until 9 or 7 o'clock until 10, they're going to create space for you for 70, 80, 90 people, however many you are. They need to have that venue empty and space ready in order for your group to arrive. They're going to keep that venue and the space empty for you at least 1 hour before. They can't allow any other guests. And again, the same thing will be 1 hour after because they have to give you time to finish your drinks, they have to clean down, and then they have to open the venue again. So it's not just the period of time you're in, you're asking them to reserve that space, and it has to make sense from a business perspective that they take the money during that time. And when you understand the thinking of the minimum spend, just to guarantee that that night, that venue knows they're going to take this much money, that also allows them to plan for the staff, for the ordering, and to get everything ready to give you the best experience possible. So hopefully in that sense, it starts to make sense to you as to why you need to do it. Your pre-wedding is so important. It's the first time your guests get together. And not that you want to feel pressure for that, but you do want to make sure that you've chosen the right venue and it's going to be a great experience for everybody involved. So then the next question ties in nicely. If we do the minimum spend, can we just do drinks only? There's a lot of venues saying we have to do food. Let's say the venue decides they want 8,000 euros for this area as a minimum spend or 10,000 euros as a minimum spend. You have to think from their perspective, they don't necessarily want to say to you, this is the minimum spend we need and you must do that in alcohol only. It actually makes sense to everybody that you will hit that minimum spend by choosing food package. Now it's not a sit down dinner. Pre-wedding is kind of finger food, relaxed atmosphere, but they will say to you, we need you or require you to choose a food package, which is from the finger food option, and a drinks package. And in that way, you hit the minimum spend, not just with alcohol only. So in order to hit the minimum spend from the venue's perspective, of course, if they do it just with a drinks package, that's going to take you longer to spend the money based on an open bar package, for example. So they will require you to take a finger food package and drinks at the same time in order to hit the minimum spend in a much shorter time. But also from your perspective, think about your guests. They're dressing up nice. Some of them have done a lot of traveling and they're going to arrive early evening. You don't want them to just be able to have drinks only in a bar. It's much better experience for everybody involved that there is food there, because trust me, these people will be hungry and be very, very grateful that you put some food out on the table. So to answer some of the very popular questions, what time do most people do their pre and post wedding? So let's start with the pre-wedding. Pre-wedding is early evening, late afternoon, usually start around 6, 7 o'clock, because the idea is get all the guests together, introduce people, mingle, say hi, and the bride, especially from our experience, wants to try and leave not too late to go back, get a good night's rest and get themselves ready for the next day. So tend to finish, especially package rise, around 10 o'clock. So I would say the average pre-wedding party is from 7 o'clock till 10/11 o'clock in the evening. Now the post-wedding is obviously very different. People want to know what they're doing the day after the wedding. They don't want to be left all day to then just do something on the night. Give them a chance to wake up, get their heads cleared, sort the hangovers out, so nothing too early in the morning. So the average post-wedding party, they normally start around between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon and run until the early evening. I would say the average times are 3 o'clock until 10. So this one says, what are the most popular ideas for pre and post weddings that you've seen this season? So this season, and for those who are asking for next season, what we found for the pre-wedding especially is what's super popular is roof terraces and bar and restaurant terraces anywhere close to the beach or with a nice view. That's what I tend to see people are looking for. Something that you can dress up nice, nothing too crazy, nothing too loud. People like to mingle, meet each other, drinks, food, and a nice view. Those kind of venues are the most popular at the moment. So now let's jump to the post-wedding. The most popular ideas for the post-wedding at the moment, which people love here in Mallorca, I would say number one is a catamaran. People love to go out for that half-day catamaran option, which starts at 3:30 in the afternoon on average until 8:30. So you get 5 hours at sea, and it's basically just like a big floating bar. You get food, drink packages, you can put music on there, your guests get to have a wonderful day, and you're creating more memories, and it's the perfect way to recover from that big wedding. Then the other ideas for your post-wedding, which are super popular, people want to be down the beachfront, so restaurants that where they can access the beach, go on the sand. Beach clubs are very popular, take a private area, and also, which are becoming more and more popular, are pool parties. So if you manage to find the right venue with a pool available, put a DJ in there, barbecue, pizza oven, that kind of setting, that kind of environment makes an amazing post-wedding party. If you're getting married in Mallorca or thinking about getting married in Mallorca and have decided not to use a wedding planner, then we have something that you might be very, very interested in. I'm super excited to introduce you to a new part of the business, and it's something we've been doing unofficially for a while and something that a lot of you have been asking for, and that is your Mallorca wedding concierge. Now, a wedding concierge is very different to a wedding planner. The wedding concierge will not be involved with anything to do with on the day of your wedding. We will not be at the venue, or we will not be involved in the schedule or the services or anything else happening related to the ceremony. Where we come in is for those of you who are planning your own wedding day. For those of you who have chosen not to have a wedding planner, maybe you've booked your venue, you have a wedding coordinator, but now where you're struggling is everything else outside of the wedding day, and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all that. This is where we come in. You can ask your wedding concierge for help with everything related to your pre-wedding party, your post-wedding party, transport for your guests. We can even offer a service where we become the wedding concierge for your entire group, so that once you've sent out those invites and you've created the website, imagine how many people then want to say, what dates everybody arriving, what's the best hotels we should be choosing, what about this area, we need somewhere that's friendly with kids, where can we stay, which is better for the adults only. All of them questions we want to take off you and create nice, simple process where they will fill in a form and they will come to us as your wedding concierge. So if you think you will benefit from a wedding concierge here in Mallorca, all you need to do is send us a DM or an email, and we will get back to you with the inquiry form and find out if you're in the position where we believe we can help you. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. If you did get value from it, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and it tells me that you want to see more videos like this. And if you have any questions related to anything to do with our services or the island of Mallorca, just drop them in the comments below.